Greetings everyone, this is Hong Long Wuxia. Since we went over strikes last time, this time we'll go over some kicks. And as always, if you like the video, hit the button down below. Make sure you share the video and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell for notifications. You could be excused for thinking we are presently in one of the world's finest aviaries when in fact we're in my parents' backyard. So the kicks operate in the same way as the strikes. We're going to be snapping our kicks just like we do our punches. So when we strike out, we want to pull back just as fast as we strike. In general, when we kick, we're going to be kicking at waist height or below. In most practical instances, that's what you're going to want to stick with. Especially unless you're super flexible, super fast, and you already have an idea that your opponent's skill levels are less than yours. As with all rules, there's generally an exception, and in this instance, that is also the case. I mean, you are going to want to be kicking higher when you train because that's just going to make your kicks stronger, faster. It's going to make you more flexible, and that's always the thing. But when you're in an actual situation where you're going to have to use a kick to protect yourself, you're not going to want to risk yourself by opening yourself up, by bringing your leg up real high. There are instances where that'll be an exception, but for now and maybe the first 2 years that you start learning martial arts, there should never be an exception to that rule. Our first kick, however, is going to be an exception to that rule because our first kick that we're going to be practicing is a straight leg kick, and there are not very many instances in which you will use this kick unless you're playing football and you want to be a punter. The only two instances where I can think that most of you will be using this kick is for a strike to the groin, or if someone falls down and you have to finish them off. Other than that, you're probably not going to be using this kick too much. So for the straight leg kick, we're going to kick with our right leg, get into a fighting stance, left leg forward. We're going to kick with our rear leg. So, lift our leg up and bring it up. First, and why we do call it a straight leg kick, we will be keeping a slight bend in the leg. You don't want to same thing with our punches, we're not going to want to hyperextend. So, for the first 2 or 3, just want to bring them up waist high, kick, and then alright, oh god, so our first couple of kicks, you're just going to kick waist high and do it slow. So, 1, start kicking a little bit higher. And try and snap that faster than you send it out there. The other leg. The other leg. Same thing. Low and slow. And go a little bit higher. The next kick is going to be a front snap kick. With that one, depending on where your target is, you can be kicking with the top of your foot, which I do not recommend you do without shoes on. There's a lot of bones on the top of your foot that you can break, and depending on where your target is, kick with the ball of your foot, and you can also kick with the heel of your foot. And you can also kick with your shins, although I really wouldn't recommend that for you right now until you come with your shins a little bit. So with this one, you're going to bring your leg up and then snap it out and bring it in. Do that shin, knee level, thigh, waist, stomach, chest, neck, and head. Or at least if they're as short as I am. Alright, the other leg. Always practice with your hands up. You want to get used to having them up so you can protect your head, face, neck. Next kick, side thrust. So with this one, you can kick with the ball of your foot or the heel. Usually it's going to be your heel. That's the more powerful part of it. So you're going to bring your leg up, and thrust out this side, and bring it in. You can see what the dog was doing right now. Stop that. Go to the left side. Watch it, Willie. I want to hit you. So I probably should do a couple so you get that through. So you're bringing your knee out and you're thrusting with your hip out. Throwing your hip out there. Throw that kick out. Next in line is the roundhouse. With this one, you strike with your shin, top of your foot, ball of your foot, and your heel. Again, I would recommend kicking with the top of your foot unless you're wearing shoes or boots. And I would not recommend using your shin. Please toughen them up a bit. It will hurt like it will hurt like mad when you pop something with that shin before you start toughening it up. Alright, so with the roundhouse, you're going to bring your leg up, you're going to cock your leg, and you're going to pivot on the foot you're standing on, and you're going to throw that kick out there, and then snap it back in. He loves it. Here's my hair. On the other side. Alright, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 kicks. We should do at least one more. Alright, so for the final kick that we're going to do today is the reverse of the roundhouse. It is the mantis kick. So this one, same thing. Kick with your shin. top of your foot, all of your foot, or your heel. For most of you, at least until you become a little bit more experienced, the main way you're going to use this kick is you're going to be using the heel, and you'll be using it to strike to somebody's shin, top of their foot, shin, to the knee. That's the main way you're going to be using it. When you get better, you can kick higher. But you're probably still not going to do that unless you become like a kickboxer or something, which I would not recommend unless you like getting injured a lot. Because no matter how good you are, you're still going to wind up hurting yourself doing kickboxing. You crack somebody and you knock them out. It's still going to hurt you when you bust their skull with your shin. Or you might accidentally turn your hand over when you punch somebody. You don't want to get into a fight unless you have to. And when you do, you hope it's just sparring where it's very controlled. You get into kickboxing, whether it's at your local gym or whatever, it's not very controlled. If you're doing it on an everyday basis, you're going to wind up injuring yourself, possibly causing long-term issues. So anyway, another foot. But if you do kickbox, this is a really good kick. When I was a lot more limber than I am today, I never failed to land it to someone who hadn't seen me do it before. Because normally when somebody sees you coming up like this, sees your leg lifting up like that, they're expecting a roundhouse. So they're doing everything they can to protect from that roundhouse. But if you're fast enough and you can bring it around and you can snap it up there, you'll catch them in the face every time. Maybe in another 4 months, I'll be able to do that again. All right, everybody, that was short and sweet. That was episode 2 of Kung Fu Basics. Be sure and join us next time for episode number 3. All right, everybody, until next time, this is Hong Wong. Keep on practicing.